Hello, everybody. Hello. And before I even get into it, I just want to take this time, and everybody can say their own piece, but I just want to say thank you. Can we get a round of applause for like over 25 subscribers? Like that's it's small. It's small, but it's very big to us. It's very big to us, and we just are so thankful. Thank you, Dante. I know you're patting yourself on the back of your hands. I appreciate that.
Gotta start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, and this is a great start, and I couldn't have a better set of guys doing this with. So I just want to thank my boys, and I want to thank everybody else who's been following so far. Anyways, that's the nicest I'll get to these people. But anyways, the topic for today is: will Zion be in a category of, say, like a Brandon Roy or a D Rose because of injuries derailing his career? This man, what, four years now? 4 years in the league? Or is it three?
Three.
Three?
I think it's 3.
3 years?
Only 19.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I should be going on his fourth. But look, I don't know what y'all piece is, but it's a tough topic because you never want to like bring up injuries with a player. Like you think about the greatness of like a Brandon, or you think of the greatness that D Rose was, just gets derailed by injuries, and then we always have this question of what if. And I don't like what ifs, but it's very near and dear to my heart, to the biggest what if in NBA history of D Rose. So before I get emotional, somebody can take the throne. Nick, if you want to go first before I shed a few tears.
I don't know why you trying to shed tears. It ain't tears on the NBA.
I mean, if you think about it, D Rose is still putting together a pretty good career with New York. I mean, he's coming off the bench. I mean, he's doing his thing. Like he did get derailed for a point in time, but I think he's kind of back on track and he's kind of fulfilling his role. But back to the topic at hand, which is Zion Williamson. I think he is eventually going to fall into that category. I mean, he's had some pretty significant injuries to start off his career, and it's early in his career. It's very early in his career. You got to realize Derrick Rose, same thing, was maybe like, what, two and a half years in before he had that first ACL injury. And, you know, Zion probably had an injury his rookie year, the year after. Like, he's already having some big injuries, and his career is just starting. And you got to realize Zion is a much bigger man than Derrick Rose was. Zion's what, like 6'8", 270, 260. Derrick Rose is probably like what, 6'1", like 200 or like 190. Like that's a lot of weight, like on that. And he's a big boy, and so all that pressure coming down on his knees, legs. You know, he's athletic. He is one athletic human being, but boy, those injuries are starting to catch up with him. And so, with that being said, I think he will eventually, just because like just the way his body frame is set up, it's just hard to sustain a healthy longevity career with that frame. I mean, unless if you're like LeBron James, who has pretty much a similar build, but obviously he had to even cut back. He even had to cut back down a little bit because he was getting a little bulky
about it, Nick. I thought this was cap. So I tried to find different sources. Apparently, this man Zion is right at the current moment is 6'6", 317.
Oh,
317. You said 270. I thought you was being dramatic. I was finna say like
300 pounds.
He is.
I knew he was at least 270 plus, but I didn't think he was 317. Oh my goodness!
Right now, I'm looking at it. It says 6'6", 317.
I said 6'7", 270. Oh my God! No, I thought maybe he was on the lighter side or something, but maybe not. Oh yeah, a 300-pound man with that kind of athleticism is bound to get hurt one way or another.
Like Greg Oden.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what y'all think, but it's not even just his size. Like, yeah, his size has a big factor. He probably needs to shed some, but it's his mechanics too. His mechanics are terrible. And that's the thing that killed D Rose. His mechanics are terrible when he lands. Jordan,
It's really
please.
By the looks of it, I think Jordan's ready to speak.
Jordan doesn't look pleased. What? Why this face?
Why what?
You look.
You kind of had a long face, like you're getting ready, like you had something to say.
No, my head hurt. But in regards to y'all question, like that question really not valid because for one, Brandon Roy, he didn't start having injuries until towards the end of his career. Zion case is very much worse because he's coming into the league not even in his prime yet, already having these.
Early injury. That's
not valid. Like Brandon Roy and Gilbert Arenas and all them, they was on the back end of their career when they started having those injuries.
But with Zion's hype, he's come into the league as, i.e., the next, I guess, LeBron type figure. Like we were looking at him to be the new face of the NBA, but he can't even stay on the court.
And that was his biggest concern coming into the league, though, was his health. That was his biggest concern because you can't be that athletic and be, well, you can, but it all depends on how you take care. Yeah, it all depends on how you take care of your body. And it's just unfortunate that he got the end of the stick. So that's my take on him.
Let me say this. People who started their careers hurt, Joel Embiid, y'all boy Ben Simmons, they started their careers hurt and they still successfully.
Okay, we gonna need you to rephrase that because Ben Simmons needs to be thrown out of that.
Who
is he
Why
not?
Who is he? Who's that bum?
Yeah, he hurt, and he's an all-star. He's an all-star. Don't forget, he's definitely an all-star. Ben Simmons
is like a 3-time. Wait, no, is he a 2-time or 3-time all-star?
I think 2-time all-star, if not 3.
It's 2.
Just because Ben Simmons going through what he's going through, don't mean he's a scrub. He just
y'all forget what Ben Simmons has done for the 76ers.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
We're talking about the same
double.
We're talking about the same man who said Ben Simmons wasn't an elite defender and wasn't an elite playmaker.
We're also talking about the same man that said that Ben Simmons improved his stats, points per game, and everything over his whole career
until the playoffs.
He did.
He did get better until the playoff series and everything went good.
I think we get a little bit off topic with Ben Simmons. We can talk about him another time. This is about Zion Williamson and maintaining his health because right now, on the course he's going, that boy's going to have a new injury every single year. And it kind of reminds me of Christian McCaffrey in a way, a very explosive player that just can never stay healthy and can never stay on the court or field or just whatever the case may be. A very impact player that just can't find a way to sustain his health.
Hold on. This man just brought up Christian McCaffrey and Zion in the same sentence. BB or Dante, y'all got something to say, bro? Because I don't. This Nick talking about it.
I'm just comparing the injuries.
We blowing past that. Are you saying valid?
Go, Goofy.
Oh, well, okay, bet. Cool. So you said about Zion and this. Well, like what Nick was saying. He had to maintain his health. Like that's the main thing because you can't be facing no NBA and you're getting hurt. I mean, like JT said, there's a few players in the beginning of their career who got hurt and they can. I mean, Zion can still shine, but he really needs to tap into being friendly. Go talk to some NBA players that really take care of their body, like LeBron or Charles Barkley, somebody who's big as him or bigger than him, but still play high minutes, played a good career, and he can go talk to them. I don't know, cause they said since college, his health was his biggest concern. Obviously, nobody was concerned that much because he gotten bigger, and they're talking about him getting smaller. I mean, he's not going to get smaller playing in New Orleans. Let's get that straight. I mean, because outside of basketball, every NBA player has said they have one of the best food places, like out there. So he eat right. He's gonna eat all that. So he's not gonna lose that health at all. I mean, that fat, that muscle, he's not gonna lose it. And like you said, he's 317. That is terrible for a basketball player. And he's not even a big man. Well, he's considered a big man.
Joel Embiid.
Huh?
He's almost more than Joel Embiid.
Exactly. And Joel is almost 7 foot. Zion not even taller than LeBron James. Like, come on, like he can lose that weight because he's explosive. He's gonna become a finesse player. And right now, I don't see no finesse in this game. I see nothing but quick movement and power.
True.
Okay, I have a question for everybody since we're talking about this. Is Zion like? Do y'all think it's like a lack of care for the game? Like, of course he likes playing basketball, but like, is it a question to how serious he takes the game that he's not taking his body seriously? Or are we just overlooking this or are we blowing this out of proportion?
It may be a little overlooked. I think he actually do care for the game, but he's.
I think he don't like the situation he's in right now. Like obviously, it's been rumors that he doesn't like being in New Orleans, and I think like that has something to do with it as well. I'm not saying it's the entire reason, but I'm saying I think like he's kind of unhappy of his professional situation right now, like where he's at.
3 years, he don't like being there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
I think that has something to do with it.
Though.
You still gotta take care of your body and stay in playing shape.
Yeah, that's true too. You still gotta take care of yourself no matter where you're at.
It all falls down to whoever's in his corner too.
Go ahead.
Whoever's in his ear.
Y'all gotta understand, like they're professionals. They eat, sleep, and breathe this every day. Eventually, they get tired mentally. If somebody, they don't have no. That's why they have basketball therapists. Like they have therapists for this, So he probably is going through something, and he probably is unhappy. But that's a mental thing.
Some people go through eating habits when they are unhappy. I'm not gonna lie on that part.
Yeah.
Right. So that's completely understandable.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel bad for it because there's always two sides to that. There's like, oh, we need to care for the player, and then there's people who want to see him on the court. So it's like, bro, you gotta find some type of medium.
The medium is the person. The person. That's the medium because it's his situation.
Yeah, no, the person comes first, but everybody else not gonna see it that way. Like fans,
Absolutely not.
Through all that, we don't care. Like we want to see him on the court, but you really gotta look at the person though.
I say help him out by getting him out of there, put him in a better situation.
Easy.
Right.
We're gonna go.
You can't just trade for anything.
I mean, I know you just can't trade for anything, but look at what Harden did. He forced his way out of Houston. I mean, I'm pretty sure with the talent level of Zion can find a way to get out of there.
Not James Harden.
Oh wow! Here we go.
I'm not saying Zion is James Harden, but I'm saying that like players can find a way to like. Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying Zion can probably talk to the upper management and be like, "Hey, I'm not really happy here. Is there any way like I can move it around, or is there any way like we can make this work?" Like,
you see that man that says Jaquay McGowan right there? Please don't provoke him tonight. That's the last thing.
I mean, I'm not trying to provoke him. All I'm saying is that like if somebody's really unhappy, they will express that, and the organization will either take action or they will start planning for the future to either part ways with that person or to try to build around that person. For example, Kyrie no longer wanted to be in Boston, so they moved on from him and they started building around other players. Like they can easily do that with Zion and move him around into where he's in a more comfortable position. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying that might help his cause. Like obviously, because there's, like you said, the two sides of this equation. So that might help at least one side of it.
The main difference is they bank their future on him.
Yeah, I know. And that's going to be the tough part. That's the tough part. But I mean, so did Houston, though. Houston made their future around James Harden. And eventually, sometimes it just doesn't work out with that particular franchise. And it's just time to part ways.
But he didn't have the best resume to get traded. His size, can help him get traded, but his health is going to hurt his trade stock.
That is very true. That is very true.
He doesn't really have, as Dante said, he don't really have into his game. He just 30.
But this ain't nothing new though. Like this ain't just new. Like that was his concern coming into the NBA. Like
and this is more injury.
It's injury. Like it's nothing new with Zion whole situation, bro. Everybody knew what it was when it was just a matter of could he do it. As right now he haven't. So it's like
nobody, like we're having this conversation because and the names was brought up, Brandon Roy and D Rose. Like we're having this conversation because we have no doubt about his skill. We have no doubt about how great he can play the game of basketball. He can't stay on the court. That's why we're talking about this. Is because his body is not allowing him to be on the court. Go ahead, Vivi.
So basically, I feel Zion career is gonna go downhill. I say this because
You're a trainer,
5
right?
years from I say it's gonna go downhill. I say this because eventually down the line, teams are gonna just realize like he's 6'6", 300 pounds. What am I gonna do with this? Like, and then the game is getting even more like complex and more like it's just growing every year, like, and it's different. I don't think Zion is just gonna be able to match that in 5 to 6, 7 years.
I think you have a point if he stays at this current rate. If he stays at this current rate, okay, yeah, you're right. But I think if he, with his skill, and it's not like he don't want to take shots. He's very much capable of like getting past you.
Very much.
If he can get his weight to at least like 280, 270, he might be in a good
That's
place.
what we said his rookie year.
We do say, yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Let me ask this real quick. BB, you're a trainer, right?
Right.
What would be your recommendations for him? Talk to him right now to fix his habits or his health.
Well, normally if somebody is actually trying to shred, they would run. They would run and they would eat less than the calorie amount that they're supposed to reach. So that 2,000 calorie mark, either you exceed it or you go below it. So if you go below it to around like 1,500, 1,600, then that's the rate you would go to losing weight. And then if you're doing a good diet, you would drink water or, no sodas, you cutting off chips and snacks and stuff. And then you incorporate that with your workouts, you should be able to shred.
No, you're right. You're right, bro. And I can't. I think we're all on the same page of like, yeah, we've had this discussion about like how good of a basketball player he is, how much we want to see him on the court, but we also got to realize like these players come first. Like we don't know what they're going through. We having this discussion, but we have no idea what's going on the inside, what's going on around him, and that's another thing that we need to take into account. But with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in today. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hit the comments up and also look at our page for more and more content. We're only blowing up even more. And we said his name once. Jordan doesn't like it, but check out one of our best videos. And Ben Simmons, that video is blowing up. And Jordan doesn't like it, but he's going to learn to love it. Peace out, y'all. See y'all later.
Really hope y'all enjoyed the video today. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the rest of our page and check out all of our content. Make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. See y'all later.